In the golden age of airline expansion, a bold new carrier emerged from the Arizona desert determined to shake up the industry. America West Airlines took flight in 1983, defying the odds in an era dominated by industry giants. Fueled by rapid growth and an aggressive expansion strategy, the airline quickly made a name for itself, connecting underserved cities and offering passengers an affordable alternative to legacy carriers. Welcome back to A Brief History, a series where I dive into the history of the most influential airlines and airplanes in aviation history. In today's episode, I'm going to cover the story of America West Airlines, a heavily requested topic. For what it's worth, this video is a re-upload of my America West Brief History video from March of this year. It got taken down due to copyright reasons. The idea of a low-cost regional airline had been flirted with several times in the late 1970s and early 1980s, most notably with Southwest Airlines. In 1981, well-known airline executive Ed Beveau founded America West Airlines and based the company in Tempe, Arizona. The airline was founded on the back of 3 leased 737-200s and a few slots at Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. The first America West flights took off on August 1, 1981, with destinations to Kansas City, Colorado Springs, Wichita, and Los Angeles. Their initial route network focused on routes out of the American Southwest, and their business model was simple: cheap, easy tickets that allowed passengers to connect through various cities in the region. The airline also pioneered buying tickets on board the airplane, a fad that soon faded into obscurity. The early days of America West's operations were fruitful. With their 3 737s quickly filling capacity, the airline leased out 4 more 737-200s and placed an order for 2 brand new 737-300s. By the end of 1983, the airline was serving 12 destinations from their Phoenix base, including service to their future hub of Las Vegas. 1984 was a year of steady growth and expansion for America West. They saw passenger numbers increase and demand as well. They launched their first international service with flights to Calgary and Edmonton in Canada. They also continued expanding their 737 fleet, with 20 in service by the end of 1984. Also, in 1984, an unnamed carrier offered to purchase America West. No one is certain who the mystery airline is to this day, but most in the industry suspect it was Southwest due to their similar geographical focus. Although growth slowed in 1985, it was the first year that America West turned a profit. It also marked the delivery of their first new 737. 9 cities were added to their route map, including stretching out further than ever before. Chicago's Midway Airport was the furthest east the airline had ever flown, and they also continued expanding into the Pacific Northwest, adding Seattle as a destination. 1987 started a new chapter at America West. The airline launched long and short-haul services from their Phoenix hub. The airline ordered 3 de Havilland Dash 8 aircraft to fly regional routes, as they did not have a regional codeshare partner yet. They also purchased 6 of Northwest's 757 aircraft they had acquired in the Republic Airlines merger and put them into service nearly immediately to East Coast cities like New York and Baltimore. A further 11 cities were added in 1987, and by the midway point of that year, the airline had a fleet of over 40 aircraft. However, all these new planes and routes turned out to be a detrimental decision. The net losses of these actions neared the $46 million mark, and the airline had to be saved. Before declaring bankruptcy, Australia's Ansett Transportation Industries purchased a 20% stake of the airline to keep it afloat. A quick fun fact about this part purchase: during the Australian pilots dispute in 1989, there were 3 America West painted 737s flying for Ansett Australia. Imagine the confusion of showing up to your flight in Australia only to board an America West 737. 1988 marked a quiet year for the airline if you turned a blind eye to the vice president, chief of pilots, and a captain all pleading guilty to drug trafficking, so that allows us to pick up in 1989. America West decided to wet lease 4 747-200 aircraft, formerly of KLM, to start flights from Phoenix and Las Vegas to Honolulu, Hawaii, and Nagoya, Japan. These flights were known as the Birds of Paradise flights, and their popularity led to the airline placing an order for 2 747-400s, but that order was never fulfilled. By 1990, America West was considered to be a major U.S. carrier, and they entered a deal with Airbus to place an order for up to 118 A320s worth a staggering $5 billion. They also applied for more Pacific routes in 1990 and placed an order for 2 more 747s. However, delays in approving the route request led to these 747s being used on domestic routes to JFK. Once the Pacific routes were approved, they were nothing but trouble for America West. A multitude of factors, including the Gulf War, fuel price increases, low load factors, and economic downturns, led to America West filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on June 27, 1991. America West was in a very tough spot at this point. Their Pacific routes, although a resounding success at the start, struggled mightily, so much so they were the main reason the company was in so much financial turmoil. In order to rectify this, the airline sold their Pacific routes, reduced the aircraft in their fleet, and accepted finances from Phoenix-based investors that restricted their operations. During this time, America West opened a third hub in Columbus, Ohio, in order to try to attract business travelers. Commuter services were suspended at this time and given to a codeshare agreement with Mesa Airlines, which operated flights under the America West Express name. In 1993, America West flight attendants unionized, which also drew an end to the cross-utilization of their flight attendants as gate agents. Up until this point, most America West employees were trained for a multitude of jobs. Flight attendants could be baggage handlers, gate agents, or work in the check-in desks. This was just another feature of America West that made them unique. As the beginning of 1994 came near, America West underwent a major rebrand as it was trying to restructure the company and come out of bankruptcy protection. A new livery and logo were revealed to reinvigorate their customer base and stir up further excitement. They also unveiled online ticket purchasing in 1996, a sign that they, as many other carriers were at the time, entering the technological age. They also continued ordering the Airbus A320 and A319 at this time, modernizing their fleet and continuing to improve passenger comfort. 1997 was one of the best years for America West. The reliability improvements they had were working, increasing traffic and on-time performance. America West was riding high as a company, capped by winning the J.D. Power Award for short-haul flights and ranking first in baggage handling among other airlines. Only 2 cities were added, but additional frequencies were added between existing markets during this year. Entering 1998, America West was regarded as one of America's favorite airlines. During their merger and company restructure, majority of the company was owned by a codeshare of Mesa and Continental Airlines, but their relationship with Mesa was beginning to be tested. Mesa had severe operational problems in late 1997 through January of 1998, leading to America West canceling their contract. Negotiations came rapidly, for this would have been a fatal blow to Mesa, and a new contract was announced in September of 1998. This new contract would allow replacement of the Beech 1900s with new Dash 8s and introduce the CRJ to their fleet. By the summer of 1998, America West itself was under scrutiny. At this time, flight attendants had already unionized and their mechanics had as well. A well-publicized FAA fine was imposed on the airline in June. The then-record $5 million fine was imposed over maintenance issues, primarily oversight and changes in recommended procedures. America West admitted no wrongdoing, and half the fine was forgiven after a restructuring of the maintenance oversight procedures. Eventually, this would lead to yet another change in heavy maintenance contractors. From the customer service side, a new America West club, later renamed the Phoenix Club, opened in Las Vegas on August 11th, taking over the old Delta Crown Room. On October 4th, it brought the first America West Express CRJs to Columbus with 4 aircraft assigned to the hub. These 4 aircraft would add frequencies to the mini-hub and replace mainline service between Columbus and Philadelphia. Bringing the CRJ into the hub showed how the route system had changed, reducing reliance on the mini-hub. The summer of 1999 was also filled with negativity as the operational struggles, on-time performance, and high cancellation rates led to soaring customer service complaints. In just a short 2-year period, it was evident America West was once again struggling mightily. 1999 also brought about the first acquisition attempt from an airline. It was reported on planebusiness.com that United was looking at buying America West. Ultimately, America West rejected the offer, citing that it was best for the shareholders that the airline remain independent. 2000 was another drab year for America West. The nagging issues affecting customer service led the airline to be known as America Worst by the end of that year. And we all know that 2001 was not much better. In fact, America West was slated to announce an order for 60 aircraft on September 12, 2001. The order was canceled immediately. The downturn in passenger demand did have some positive impacts. The maintenance issues that plagued the airline were dwindling as mechanics had more time to work on planes. Also, the reduced schedule led to America West being America's best performance timing airline in the United States for that year. America's West's entire fleet was repainted and cabin retrofittings were beginning by the beginning of 2000. At the same time, the airline also brought about sweeping changes to their fare structure. They slashed prices and removed most restrictions on ticket prices, making ripples throughout the airline industry. Continental canceled their codeshare almost immediately, and airlines frantically reduced their fares in America West's Phoenix and Vegas hubs. The pricing structure actually revived the company that was on the verge of bankruptcy once again. The airline did not turn a profit in 2002, but they did really make a statement that they were not the same airline they used to be. The summer season saw traffic increase and on-time performance improve drastically. With the economy not improving much in 2003, America West was further forced to make cuts. They cut their Columbus hub in May, downsizing from 49 flights per day in April to just 4 flights by the beginning of June. They also laid off over 250 employees, eliminated meals and economy, and ended their 14-year sponsorship with the Phoenix Suns. They did, however, turn a profit in the second quarter of 2003 and made a bold expansion into transcontinental service between Los Angeles and San Francisco to JFK and Boston. America West shocked the industry and came out of 2003 making a net profit of $12 million. Due to high fuel prices and low capacity overall, 2004 was not a profitable year for America West. Also, America West pulled their route from Boston to San Francisco as they dealt with heavy competition from United, JetBlue, Delta, and American. At the same time, America Transair, or ATA, filed for bankruptcy, leading to an opportunity for both carriers. Ultimately, America West opted not to pursue a merger with ATA, and shortly thereafter, Southwest Airlines acquired ATA's assets. January of 2005 marked the opening of a new pilot base for America West, the first time in many years the airline had multiple crew bases. Also, early 2005 marked the last flight of America West's 737-200s operating a Phoenix, Ontario Phoenix service. In May of 2005, America West announced their intention to merge with US Airways. The long-eluded East Coast presence was now possible with the merger, and since US Airways had just filed for bankruptcy, the time was right. It was a reverse merger, since US Airways had entered bankruptcy, so many of America West's personnel presided over legacy US Airways operations. Brand conversions began shortly thereafter, the America West Club was renamed the US Airways Club, and all new aircraft America West had on order were delivered with US Airways paint jobs. And furthermore, all America West aircraft were repainted in a US Airways livery except for 2. When US Airways acquired American Airlines in yet another reverse merger in 2012, a little piece of America West stuck with what was then the world's largest airline. Nowadays, both heritage liveries have been repainted into standard American liveries, but the America West livery still lives on N580UW and Airbus A321. In the grand scheme of things, America West Airlines was not around for that long. They humbly began operations using 3 wet-lease 737s, but quickly turned into a major player in the U.S. aviation industry. It just goes to show that a simple idea with proper execution could one day become a solid part of something bigger. Thanks for watching this episode of A Brief History. It really means a lot that you watched. Let me know in the comments below your favorite memories on board America West, and also let me know what topic you'd like to see covered next. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.